Hello and welcome. I am Dr. Matt, and I will be performing your face mapping today. How are you? Okay, it's fine. I'll explain a little bit about what face mapping is and why you would want to have your face mapped in the first place. Face mapping can be traced, or its origins at least, can be traced back to China, and the principle is that the face acts as an indicator. Zones of the face act as indicators to specific organs within the body. Okay, so if you're finding spots, redness, swelling, inflammation, that kind of thing on certain parts of the face, face mapping will tell you that these can be traced back to a specific organ, and changes in behavior and diet can have a positive impact and therefore a reduction in spots, acne, breakouts, that kind of thing. Sure. What we'll do is I'll talk you through each zone. There are 14 in total, 13 on the face and 1 on the neck. I'll talk you through the zones, then I'll be inspecting and assessing your face, taking notes against each zone and providing mitigation to any troubles and symptoms you might be presenting with. Is that okay? Perfect. Let me just start my notes. I've actually been performing and applying face mapping for at least 15 years, and I find it to be extremely effective. It's considered as a pseudoscience by some, but I've seen living proof that it works. Okay, so I'll run you through the zones. Zones 1 and 2 are on the forehead, and they are attributed to your large and small intestine, your digestive systems up here. Okay, zone 3, we just come down a little bit, just between the eyes, above the nose. This is the liver. Your liver, of course, is responsible for dealing with a lot of toxins in your body, so it's important that we keep the liver as healthy as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are your eyes. Now, people say that the eyes act as a window to the soul. In face mapping, we believe they act as a window to the kidneys. Any kind of dark circles, redness around the eyes can suggest issues with kidneys and the kind of nourishment that they're either receiving or not receiving. Good. 6 is your nose, and it acts on behalf of your heart, essentially your cardiovascular system. That's correct, yep. Now 7 and 8 are actually quite closely tied to 4 and 5 of your the kidneys. Correct. Sure. From 7 and 8, we have 9 and 10. It's the crown of your cheekbones, and that's your respiratory system, meaning your lungs, how well you can breathe, how much oxygen you're taking with each breath. Yeah. Now, 11 and 12 are either side of the chin, and they represent your hormone balances. If you're seeing any redness, excessive spots here, it could be due to stress, that kind of thing. Now, the very center of the chin is closely linked to 1 and 2, your digestive system. The middle of the chin is generally seen as the stomach, and any swelling, again, pimples, redness, be attributed with issues within the stomach. The 14th, as I said, is the neck, and in face mapping is seen as the adrenal region. I hope, don't worry, you don't have to remember it. I'm the one that has to remember. Sure. Okay, so from here, now that we have you mapped in principle, I'll examine each zone. 1 and 2, the 3 and 4s, I'll examine anything that, yeah, exactly. I'll examine them together. your 1 and 2, 4 and 5, 7 and 8s, 9 and 10s. I'll examine them in pairs. Yeah, the heart and the liver, of course, I examine independently. Perfect. Now, this is it's non-invasive. All I'll be doing is tiny little flat, non-sharp metal pointer you'll feel being pressed into your skin occasionally. It's quite cool. It's not uncomfortable. As I said, it's non-invasive. The reason I use this, I'm just testing the elasticity of your skin in that particular area, as well as inspecting and examining. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to start, as I said, with regions 1 and 2, which is your intestines. Okay, now obviously I do get quite close to you here, but as I said, you can relax. Okay. Now, I'm seeing a little bit of redness in the forehead. Just a little bit, just a touch. Now, because we associate zones 1 and 2 with your digestion, what I would suggest, just having a little look again. Now I'm going to be, I said I'm very, very gentle. There'll be no pain here. It's a very slight swelling along the forehead. Now, when we're seeing swelling in zones 1 and 2, because it's linked directly to your digestion, what I would suggest is if you have a diet that's quite heavy with grains and dairy, if you can cut that down a little bit, that's a very proven tip for reducing inflammation. Grain and dairy, for some reason, within your digestion can leave a little bit puffy up on your forehead. I'll just take a note of that. I mean, looking at it, it looks absolutely fine. There's no obvious redness. It's just a little bit puffier than it ought to be. Yeah. Zones 1 and 2, very slight inflammation. Okay. Yeah. At the end, once I finish the 14 zones, as I said, we'll talk through some of the ways you can treat some of the symptoms that you're presenting. And then once you're home, we'll send out a report based on our findings and the mitigation you can implement to, as I said, 1, prevent, and 2, treat. But of course, prevention is always better than cure. Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to move on now to the liver. So just look straight at me. It looks fine. No redness, no spots. Okay. Fine. I'm okay. Zone 3 looks absolutely fine. It's time. If you are presenting with any kind of redness above your nose and between the eyes, it can quite often be a good indicator that you're suffering from some kind of food intolerance or allergy without you realizing it, and the liver's having to deal with a toxin that it doesn't really deal with very well. Yeah, but as I said, you look absolutely fine. There's no redness, no pimples, no spots. Zone 3. Yeah. Okay. Now, zones 4 and 5, as I said, represents your kidneys. So I'm going to take a little look. Your eyes, I just keep looking straight, okay? Just keep looking straight. You can blink. There we go. And all I'm doing is I'm just pressing very gently this little mark on the skin around your eye. Now, dark circles around the eyes. That can be hereditary, but it can also be relating to your diet. Yeah. there's a little bit of darkness around the eye. It's very slight. What I would suggest for 4 and 5, drink lots of water. Hydration is, that's what your kidneys are doing. Your kidneys are filtering out anything from your liquid in your body. The more water you give your kidneys, the healthier they will function. And the skin, your face, loves to be hydrated. 4, 5, very slight discoloration. As I said, looking at you from here, I would see nothing around your eyes. You look absolutely perfect, don't worry. But it's my job to get up close and inspect these things, analyze, and try and offer some way to improve, to make you feel as healthy. Exactly. Okay. Now, 6, as I said, right in the middle of the nose, and this is your heart. Yeah, exactly, your cardiovascular system. Just keep looking straight. Okay, there's no swelling with the nose. There's no redness. Quite often, especially in elder gentlemen, you might see a slightly swollen, quite a red nose, almost like a Rudolph kind of look. Quite often, that's a symptom of maybe more alcohol in the diet than the body would really like. It's also a symptom of high blood pressure, high cholesterol. Your nose looks absolutely fine, but if I was seeing a lot of spots, a lot of redness, some swelling, I would advise you to go back, get a blood test, have your cholesterol checked, and again, less alcohol, more juices, more green tea is especially good for detoxing and cleaning out cardiovascular it's the center of everything in your body. Without your blood pumping, you can't walk, you can't do anything. But no, your nose looks absolutely fine, which is good. Yeah. Okay. Now, 7 and 8, as I said, just in front of the ear, and they relate directly to your eyes. 4 and 5 on the kidneys. Let's have a little look. Now I'm just above your ear line here. I'm just testing the elasticity of your skin. It's fine. Okay. Check the other side. Okay. That's looking absolutely perfect. You have nothing to worry about there. Now, there's a tiny little bit of redness in a couple of spots just in front of the ear, but it looks absolutely fine. The spots, let's take that's okay. That's fine. Again, if you drink quite a lot of carbonated drinks, if you can lower that a little bit, take in more water, as I said, it really will help you. You'll help your kidneys out there. You have noticed that for the heart, I said a lot of green tea. Be mindful with green tea because it does contain caffeine. Okay, and your kidneys will be happy with a little bit of caffeine in green tea, but don't drink too much of it. A really good idea is to keep a food diary. So if you keep a food diary for 7 days and examine your face at the end of the 7 days and think, okay, what did I eat that could be causing that bit of redness, those pimples, that spot? And try adjusting and experiment, because the body again can be allergic to things without us realizing it. People can be intolerant to food their entire life and just thought they have bad skin, or that symptom's just part of life, and nearly in all cases, they can be addressed and combated. And that's what we're here for. Okay, so I said zone 7, there's just a couple of spots, a little bit of redness, but I think cutting back on the carbonated drinks a little bit will really help. But nothing to be alarmed by, it looks fine. Okay. Yeah, okay. 9 and 10. Again, it's the crown of your cheekbones. And as I said, these represent your respiratory system, your lungs. Just have a little look here. You have very high cheekbones. Look very healthy. Yeah, cheekbones are the ones that probably stick out the most. If your lungs aren't doing so well, you can find quite a lot of redness around people's cheekbones. Your cheekbones look absolutely perfect. You clearly don't smoke. Or you do, but you don't do it very often. If you do smoke, what I would suggest is try phasing out tobacco, and if you have to smoke something, then the aromatics that are beginning to make an appearance now, even vaping is healthier. At least so far, clinical studies would suggest that it's healthier than smoking tobacco and nicotine. Your body really doesn't appreciate them too much, but in your case, your cheekbones look perfect. Good, I'm very happy with that. Lungs, I think, are in tip-top shape. You haven't had any issues with your breathing? Sure. Well, that's fine. Okay. Now I'll move on to 11 and 12, the hormones, either side of your chin. What's your occupation if you're working? Okay. Are you finding there's stress anywhere else in your life that... It's okay. Stress is... If you've ever seen a picture of any head of state, prime minister, any head of any kind of political structure, look at a picture of them before they start their term. Look at a picture after. Now, regardless of what you think about politicians and where your politics lie, stress has a very, very real impact on the body. Their hair starts to thin out, they go grey, they'll go gaunt, and stress is very, 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 very easy to spot. And as I said, these two areas here quite often swell, get red. You look okay, you look fine. I just thought I would ask if there's kind of underlying stress that's maybe waiting to surface. That's good. Life is very short and very, very precious. It's all wonderful being paid lots of money, but if stress is taking giant chunks out of your life or your life expectancy, then I don't think you can put a price on that. But then I'm a doctor, and my patient's health is my interest. Okay, I'm just going to move to the 13th, which is here on your chin. And this is your stomach, and again it ties into 1 and 2. Okay. What kind of, how would you rate your diet on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being that you're eating absolutely perfectly healthy every which way, and 10 you're snacking out on KFC every day. Okay. the body, it becomes quite apparent the body doesn't like too much processed food. Now, not to say that all processed food is bad for the body, because vitamin tablets, especially vitamin D, can be very good for the body. But processed food with an unnecessary large amount of chemicals and flavorings, the body really doesn't like. A lot of natural foods, whole foods, the body really, really seems to do very well with. I mean, historically, that's what we've evolved from, us eating a lot of roots. Meat as well, that's why we have incisors. Don't get me wrong, I like that as much as the last person, but try and cut down on the processed foods. Peppermint tea, if you don't like green tea, is great for the stomach and the digestive system. Yeah, sure. But I don't see anything. Your stomach looks fine. Okay. Yeah, don't worry, we don't have too long to go. Now, on the last section, I'm just going to check your glands for swelling, any abnormalities. Yeah, just tip your head back a little bit. There we go. That's fine. Now, the 14th zone is tied to the adrenal system. And again, that looks fine. What's your sleeping pattern like? Yeah. Are you sleeping as much as you think you should be? Again, the body is very good at telling us when we're not doing something enough or when we're doing it too much. Your adrenal. Yeah. There's no swelling. I just wondered if it's a little bit tender. Mm-hmm. Sure. That's okay. That's fine. Let me just take a note. Okay. No, I think overall you look like you're in great health. As I said, there was a little bit of inflammation in zones 1 and 2 and a few spots in zone 7. But other than that, you seem to be in a picture of health, which I'm very happy to hear. Sure. If you're to address the spots, what I would suggest immediately, really do try and increase the amount of water that you're taking in. It's great for the epidermis. Epidermis meaning, the skin. We have upper and lower epidermis, and that has to be moisturized. Human being skin loves to be moisturized, and it responds very well. I know for men, and moisturizing is still maybe a touchy subject. Women are far better at moisturizing, but the skin really does appreciate the oils being put back into it. Yeah. Keep your skin clean, but keep it moisturized. That really will help with the spots. Okay, clean it. Scentless soap is fine, but just as I said, whenever you're cleaning skin, you're taking the oils away. And to keep it looking healthy, to stop it drying out and cracking, you want to be moisturizing that back in, okay? Yeah. I said water, moisturize. Exfoliating is actually very good for the skin as well, but only once a week. Yeah, I am a qualified dermatologist as well, but for just now, yeah, we can schedule you sure, we can do that later on. I'll take a note and I'll speak to my receptionist for you. But yeah, the biggest wins: drink lots of water. H2O in the body are like two peas in a pod. They belong together. Okay? Lots more water. Try and get more sleep. If you ever struggle sleeping, go onto YouTube and type in ASMR. Put your headphones in and relax. Trust me on that. Okay. Water, more sleep, less processed foods. Everyone likes a takeaway, or a lot of people like takeaways, myself included. But just go easy on them. Okay? Yes. and more whole foods. The less we do to food, usually the better it is for us. Absolutely. No, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I hope you found it relaxing and a little bit informative. As I said, if what I've said to you today might seem a little, maybe too detailed or a little bit too overwhelming, too much to take in, we issue you a report and an evaluation based on the zones. And again, a lot of the recommendations I've just repeated, but in a report form for you. So if you ever forget it or kind of need some inspiration or, just try not to do that or to do this instead, the report might help. It's been my absolute pleasure. I love my job, of course. And if it was relaxing, then all the better. You're welcome. Sure. The report will be maybe a week, 2 at the most. Yeah. Perfect. You're welcome, and I'll see you very soon.